everyone, Chef Eric here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a mango and coconut cake. So for this recipe, you're going to need some flour, baking powder, sugar, eggs, vanilla, margarine, desiccated coconut, lime zest, and some milk. First, we're going to grease up our pans with some margarine and dust with flour. Here I'm using a 6-inch pan. If you have any larger ones, totally fine. This makes a 1 kilo cake. Now that all my pans are greased, we're not just going to dust a little bit of flour inside each of the pans and just move the pans around. And just tap it once and the pan is greased. Now we are ensured that the cake is going to slip right out. Now for our dry ingredients, we have 250 grams of flour plus 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm just going to pass that through a sieve. Now to our dry ingredients, we are going to add 50 grams of desiccated coconut. You can find this in the nearest supermarket and just stir that through. Set that aside. Now we can get on with our sugar and margarine. So you're just going to add both ingredients into either the bowl of your stand mixer or the bowl you're going to be using to mix. You could also use a hand mixer or a whisk. It's just going to take a bit of extra time. And now I'm just going to pop these on the mixer for about 5 to 6 minutes on speed 4. Now I'm just going to scrape down the bowl. Now I'm going to add in some lime zest and beat that through for another 2 minutes. My mixer has been going for the past 6 minutes and now you can see it has turned into a bright white. That's what we want. That's what we want to achieve. Now we want to slowly add in 4 large eggs. I've just slightly beaten this along with some vanilla. Now I'm going to add that into the mixer while it's running on speed 3 until fully incorporated. Now at this stage, the batter might seem a little curdled and split. Do not worry, there's nothing you've done wrong. All you need to do is now move on to the next step, adding in our flour. So back on speed. And you want to do this on speed 1 just to prevent over mixing. So we're going to add a third of the dry, half of the wet, third of the dry, and the rest of the wet, and then end with dry. So dry, wet, dry, wet, dry. So on speed 1, and add a third of the wet, of the dry third. Rest of the milk, and the rest of the dry. And you want to switch it off just when it's done mixing. The rest of the process you can do by hand. Kindly prevent over mixing. Now you just want to mix in the rest of the flour by hand, just in case you have any pockets of flour, of unmixed ingredients, and you just want to gently pour it in so that you don't get rid of all the lovely air you've put into this batter. So be very gentle. We're now going to bake these guys off in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes, and we'll be back on. Now we can get on with whipping up some cream. Here I have some heavy whipping cream, and I'm just going to add about 300 milliliters to my mixer. 2 spoons of icing sugar, a bit of vanilla, and whip this on a medium speed. Now that our cream is ready, we now want to make our mango puree. So here I have some lovely overripe mangoes. Our puree is done and it's now ready to be filled into our cakes. Now we're just going to cover this in cling wrap and pop it into the fridge until we are ready to use it, just for it to firm up a little bit. My cakes are all done and they've been cooling in their tins for the past 10 minutes. This is crucial so that you don't ruin the structure of the cake. Now we're just going to run the edge of a spoon or a knife along the edges of the pan, just to loosen it up so that it doesn't get stuck in any way. And you realize that the cake has pulled away from the sides of the tin. That is a sign that the cake is fully baked. Now I'm just going to let these guys cool over here for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to show you guys a quick tip on how to get the cake to room temperature. Now that these cakes are nicely tightly wrapped in cling film, we're now just going to pop them into the freezer for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then we'll be back to decorate. So now that my cake layers are nice and cold, I'm just going to unwrap them and trim them. And just give this a thin layer of icing all around the outside of this cake. What it's going to do is just to prevent the filling from seeping out and also lock in any of these excess crumbs from getting into our final layer of cake. Now that is our crumb coat finished. We're now just going to pop this cake into the fridge to chill for about 30 minutes, and then we can come back and do the final coat. While the cake is chilling, we can now go ahead and make our white chocolate ganache, which we're going to drip the sides of the cake. So here I have some white chocolate. I'm going to measure approximately 50 grams to add about 70 grams of heavy whipping cream. This is to make a ganache. Pop this into the microwave for about 30-second interval, stirring, 30 seconds, stirring until it's all fully melted. And we want to dye this color, this white chocolate ganache, into a bright yellow color. We want it to match the color of mangoes. So yeah. Our final coating of icing. So just want to gently apply a thick layer of icing all around. You would rather start with a thick layer so that when we are scraping, it becomes easier for us and we don't see. Okay. My final coat is done. I'm now going to pop this back in the freezer and then we can come back and smooth it out for the last time. So I've dipped my palette knife, my long palette knife, into some really hot water, and that is what's going to help us smooth out this cake. The cake is finally finished and it looks amazing, and I believe it tastes amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys next week with the next video. And if you are situated in Mombasa, you can purchase this cake. I will leave my contacts here and also down in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.